Welcome, and thank you for joining us for this deep dive. Today, we're really digging into your source, talking about Jesus, the shifting sands of life. And we're looking at something pretty universal, I think, that anxiety we feel when things feel unstable. Our mission, really, is to figure out where we can find genuine joy and peace, even when everything around us seems like it's constantly changing. The peace starts with this really strong image, doesn't it?
It does, yeah. The human heart often leans on things that are passing.
Right, like emotions, circumstances that are always in flux, even blessings that don't last forever.
And it calls these shifting sands, the kind that just give way when life's storms hit.
Leaving the heart trembling. That's the phrase it uses. It's quite evocative.
But what's fascinating, and maybe the real core of it, is the contrast it immediately sets up. It's not just saying life is unstable, it's arguing pretty strongly that God hasn't actually called us to live like that. It emphasizes that, while our moods, our feelings, our situations might affect us deeply, they cannot touch the steadfastness of Christ. That's the bedrock idea right from the start.
So it's presenting a fundamental choice then about where we place our trust.
Exactly. It grounds the whole conversation there.
And that's a powerful challenge, isn't it? Because who hasn't felt that ground shifting feeling, that internal tremble? The source really seems to insist this isn't how we're meant to experience life. It offers a surer foundation, reminding us God is unchanging, the same yesterday, today, and forever. For listeners who know these ideas, what's the sort of fresh angle here? What's the distinct emphasis?
Well, I think it's how the source describes God's presence. It's not just static like an unchanging rock. It's active, dynamic. It calls it a steadfast presence that's almost omnitemporal. It says God goes before you in tomorrow's uncertainty. He stands with you in today's burden, and he remembers his covenant promises from ages past.
So it's relational. It's not just a fact about God, but how God relates to us across time.
Precisely. It paints this picture of a friend who stays, a shepherd who guides, a father who doesn't let go. That's presented as the true source of peace, this active, engaged, unchanging presence.
Okay, that makes sense. So if that's the unshakable foundation, the source then moves towards the kind of joy that can actually grow there, right? A joy that's different from just, fleeting happiness.
Yes, exactly. It talks about Christ, the fountain of true joy, and it's very clear. This isn't the kind of laughter that disappears when trouble comes, or the thrill of getting something new that fades.
It's described as a deep, quiet gladness of the heart.
That knows it is loved eternally, forgiven fully, and secure forever.
Yeah.
Rooted in who Christ is, not just what happens to us or what we get.
Which leads right into that imagery of broken cisterns, doesn't it?
It does, a really potent metaphor. The author says essentially, drink from this fountain, Christ, and thirst no more for broken cisterns that cannot hold water.
So these cisterns, they're things we turn to for satisfaction, but they just can't deliver. They leak.
That's the idea. It implies we often misdiagnose what we're truly thirsty for. We seek lasting joy in things that are inherently leaky, you could say.
And in our world today, what might those be? I mean, the source implicitly warns us, right? Maybe things like chasing validation online or constant achievement, even just comfort.
Could be all of those. The text frames it differently, though. It focuses on what Christ is. His presence is life. His voice is comfort. His cross means victory. His resurrection brings hope. To have him, the source argues, is to have more than all the treasures on earth combined. It really reframes value itself.
That distinction between the source and the streams feels really crucial here. The text talks about the soul's greatest reward, acknowledging God gives good gifts, family, health, provisions.
Good things.
But it calls them streams flowing from the great fountain. What's the danger there? What happens if we start valuing the streams more than the fountain itself?
Well, the text warns pretty directly against mistaking the gift for the giver. That's the core pitfall. Christ himself, it says, is the believer's ultimate portion, the treasure himself.
Treasure himself.
Yeah, knowing him, being found in him, walking with him, that's presented as the crown of all rewards. It even echoes the Apostle Paul, suggesting that even if you lose every single outward blessing, the soul that possesses Christ still has everything. It forces a hard look at how we define having enough.
Wow. Okay, so as we kind of wrap up this deep dive, thinking about the practical side for us, for you listening, the invitation seems clear. Fix your eyes not just on peace or joy or blessings as goals in themselves, but on Christ, who the source calls the treasure himself.
Yeah, and connecting that to the bigger picture, the message is that in him, Peace naturally flows like a river. Joy overflows. Blessing follows like a shadow. It's not about chasing those things separately. He is the ultimate reward. The Source really urges you to let Him be enough, and then you won't lack anything truly essential. It redefines sufficiency.
So here's something really interesting, maybe, for you to consider personally. If our real lasting joy and peace are found only on this unchanging foundation, what shifting sands might you still be building on in your own life, perhaps without even realizing it? And how might shifting your focus, really centering on Christ as the treasure, redefine your whole search for lasting satisfaction? That's definitely the question I'm left thinking about.